Shedeur Sanders making his second career start in this one. Christian McCaffrey doing a lot of work. 3rd and goal at the 1. McCaffrey busts on over, just breaks the plane. Niners up 7-0. Sanders didn't do a ton. Nice play here, though, looking for his good-looking tight end out of Bowling Green, the rookie. Harold Fannin bangs his way home. That was the only time the Browns scored all day.
That's about it.
That's the offense. And then Brock Purdy keeps it himself. First rushing touchdown of the season. Niners up 17-8. Early 4th quarter. Here it comes Myles Garrett. Bang. His 19th sack, just 4 shy of setting a new NFL record with 5 games to go. But the 49ers keep the football. Purdy zings it for Juwan Jennings. Purdy threw 3 picks last week, none this week. Kimberly Martin spoke with George Kittle afterward.
Now, coming into this game, you knew Myles Garrett was going to try to use Brock Purdy to get the single-season sack record, and you knew that the home crowd was going to be hyped about Shedeur. How did you guys, what was the game plan to turn these elements into your favor?
First, it was these guys. Our fans were fantastic today. They have an excellent defense, right? So we decided to stay on the field, let our defense rest, not let them own the time of possession, which they kind of did for the first half. But I thought we did a really good job out adjusting. Just keep fighting. Their defense is fantastic. They got a really good scheme. They got a great D coordinator and really good players. So it's really just kind of survival. And then you just kind of just chip away, chip away, chip away. Our defense made plays, our special teams made plays, and our offense took advantage.
I cannot let you go without asking you about Christian McCaffrey. 800 receiving yards, over 800 rushing yards this season. He's one of 3 players in the NFL to get those marks in 13 games for a team. What more can you say about how good he is?
Not a lot. I mean, you guys see his highlights. You see how cool he is, how handsome he is. He's kind of got it all going for him. I just say you could share some of those targets, Christian. It might take it. Might help you just take the bye week off. Me and Brock work on some targets for me.
Do you have any words for the fans?
How we doing right now?
Yeah, of course I'm thankful. Like, in the midst of everything that's going on, wins, loss, anything, I remember when I wasn't playing, so I never forget that feeling, so I try my best to not let that happen again, for me to be in that position. But we fell short today, and we just can't continue doing that. We can't continue doing that at all. So I know we let a lot of people down. We let the coaches down, as players and everything today, but we'll be ready to go next week.
Obviously, he's battling like all of our guys are battling. I know there's plays he wants back, but we'll look at it, we'll correct it.
Will you start him next week?
Yes.
I love where we're at right now. I believe we'd be in the playoffs today if it started, and we got 4 more games left to make sure we continue that. It's been a long wait for a bye week. I've never had one this late. I don't know anyone on our team who has. It's finally here, mentally and physically. It'll be awesome to rest and then be able to come back from that with 4 games to play for a chance to get in the playoffs is everything we could ask for.
Testing moment in that game. Browns D lineman Malik Collins, a former 49er, gets hurt, needed to be carted off. Obvious concern for Collins, but while that's happening, Juwan Jennings starts jawing with some Browns defenders who didn't take it well that Jennings was doing that when their teammate and Jennings' former teammate was hurt. Here's what Shelby Harris had to say about Jennings afterward.
When Malik was down, it looked like there was some talking.
Yeah, he's a hoe, and I want that known. I see why he got punched in the nuts, because that's he says some things that you should not say to another man ever. But I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line. That's some real soft, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched him in the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
He had a lot to say that was demeaning and disparaging towards some of our players, and I was just trying to separate everybody. And I tried to go up and ask for what the problem was, and then he started coming at me. And some guys just roll like that. I don't feel like that belongs in the game. But hey, if that works for him and them, then more power to him.
All right, so explain this to me. Juwan Jennings obviously has done something. I mean, Trayvon Merrick didn't punch him there for no reason, and some of those Browns were infuriated with the guy. First of all, what's the etiquette or the protocol when you have a player down needing to be carted off the field?
Well, you generally, there's silence amongst the players, regardless your player or the opponent's player, because we all know that this is a game that is played and there's no guarantee that the next play you're actually going to be available to play. And with that being said, I just think Jennings is an emotional guy. You can just tell. He's got a lot of emotion, and sometimes his emotion gets the best out of him. I think if you're a coach, Shanahan, you're going to have to visit with him and say, hey, look, that could have been you laying down there, right? And when a player's down, these players in the NFL, they get it. I mean, and when the player is really down, you see guys taking knees because they're concerned for a player's health. Football's not a career, it's an opportunity. And it ends fast. And when a player goes down, you're like, that could be me laying down there right now.
So you would pull Juwan Jennings aside
I'd pull him in.
Hey.
Say, hey, look, man, you got to handle yourself a little bit better because you represent this organization too.
Yeah.
And, word travels in the NFL. It's amazing how it travels, right? And everyone kind of knows, and then all of a sudden you become the guy that everybody is all of a sudden looking at going, okay, we'll handle this, right? And you don't want that. There's no need for all that.
Okay. Jennings with a touchdown catch. Yes. The 49ers with a win. Now just a half game out of first in the NFC West, which is a crazy good division. They finally get their bye week, as we heard Kyle Shanahan say. How do you forecast this race? I mean, what's the best team out of those three right now?
Well, we thought going into I thought the Rams were the most complete team. But right now, the 49ers are probably the team with all the energy, and they're headed in the right direction. They're on a nice little run right now, the 49ers. And there's 3 teams in this division with 9 wins. Rams, Seattle, and 49ers. All 3 of them have playoff potential. Can they all get in? Be interesting to see.
It looks like they're all going to get in, frankly. I mean, at this point in the season, 5 games to go, it looks like they're all going to make it. The number's generally 10, right? So they're 1 game away, all these teams, from winning 10. And then if you keep stacking them, obviously your chances. Is it me, or does it feel like the 49ers always are injury depleted and somehow they overcome that and make this great push to a playoff? It doesn't always end well, but they get there.
It has a lot to do with the organization. It really does. It starts with their head coach, management, John Lynch, how they go about drafting players. It's just, this is a classy organization. It's been this way for a long time.
All right. We've been talking about good, solid organizations, the 49ers, the Steelers, you mentioned.
Front line to linebackers to the DBs, man, they played a great game. They led us, and we're super happy to, have them have the best defense in the world. Yeah, it's awesome.
What took you a while? What were they doing anything to you today? I mean, obviously you kind of held your season low, numbers and everything. Were they doing anything, or was it just hard to get the ball to you?
Yeah, Coach Flores does a great job mixing up looks, and we're just taking what they give us, and Sam, made the best decisions for the team, and trying to Zach and K9 doing their thing. So it was just one of those days.
How do they defend you differently than other teams?
A lot of zone looks, a lot of cloud coverage, a lot of help over there, towards my side, which is fine. That's the name of the game. Other components got a hit, and they did, so happy we got the win today.
When you say that your defense is the best in the world and practicing against them, what is it that makes them as dangerous as they are at this point?
Man, I think starting with the front line, just some dogs up there, getting to the quarterback pressure, stopping the run is very key. They did a great job of that today, and just with that, throwing a lot of different looks, at the quarterback, and we got a lot of dogs in the back end as well. So just the complete overall defense, and that's why I would say.
Maybe it lost a little bit.
JSN, really quiet day, just 2 catches for 23 yards, but it is a win. Here's his quarterback, Sam Darnold, new on Sportscenter.
Obviously an interesting game. As an offense, I don't think we played necessarily our best football, but we were able to come out with a win, and that's all that matters. I feel like our defense, our special teams played really well today. There were times, I felt like in the second half when we were able to kind of get things going a little bit offensively. I think, we did enough offensively to win the ball game.
Can you make some of the issues that their pressure presented you good?
They had a good, some good pressures for us. We just got to look at the tape and see how we can correct some mistakes and how we can get better from it.
You knew they were going to be aggressive, that's kind of the thing. Did they do anything really out of the ordinary that you guys hadn't seen?
You know, they just did some really good things. You know, some stuff that we've seen from them in the past. But yeah, you know, I think just their scheme and their players making it come to life. They did a really good job. And again, it's stuff that we got to continue to look at for ourselves to be able to look at it. And for me, like personally, I got to get the ball out in certain situations.
When you're having a protection issue in a game, regardless of whatever game it is, how do you try to work through that and find a fix as the game's going on, where you're out there trying to get ready for a next series or whatever? What's that process like?
You just talk about it on the sideline. Talk about the look on the sideline. Maybe it's a third down, maybe it's a second and long. So, just going about it that way and moving forward.
You went as lieutenant for the briefing. Was that anything significant at all?
No, I should be good to go.
Getting the late touchdown, just be able to finish the drive towards the end of the game, what was that do for the offense?
Yeah, to be able to, essentially it felt like put the game away at that moment in time was good for us. Obviously we got to do that earlier in the game and finish drives out earlier in the football game. But again, it's a credit to our offensive line, our tight ends, receivers, running backs, everyone, doing their job, doing their 1/11th to put the ball in the end zone and not on that drive. And yeah, it was good to end the game that way.
They do anything different on Jackson today at all that you guys hadn't seen?
We'll have to look at the tape and go from there.
How much of his success from down the field is exactly against pressure tactics? When you don't get the pressure, then Smith and Jacobs games with.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I think, if teams pressure us, we can make them pay, but if teams don't pressure us, sometimes they can, put guys in certain areas to take jacks away. So I think sometimes it can go both ways, but today I felt like they did a really good job. They had a good plan, and again, we got to, look at